Hello everyone, Ringo Starr's brand new EP is called Rewind Forward, and I have the CD and I have the vinyl 10-inch EP. I will be doing an opening of this in the next video I do on the Ringo EP, so look out for that. But for this particular video, I'm just going to stick with the CD, and I'm going to be talking about my first impressions. Remember, first impressions don't mean that's necessarily the final word on here. God knows there's been albums that I've listened to the first time, didn't think much of, and then later on, with repeated plays, wind up liking them or not. This one I heard twice already. This is the front of it. You got it. Ringo with the peace sign. The only real change here is the color. This time we got a lot of bright orange, whereas we had blue and we've had all kinds of things. Psychedelic, I think. Yeah, this is Ringo's fourth EP, and I'm going to try to remember the names of all of them. Was Zoom In the name of one of them? It was either Zoom In, Zoom Out, or just Zoom In. The first EP, and the second one was Change the World. Third one was EP3, very disappointingly unoriginal title. This one, at least, is the name of one of the tracks, Rewind Forward. Did not call it EP4. A lot of people want to know, why doesn't Ringo just take all these EP songs and just wait for an album, put albums out instead of people buying multiple copies of these? That's always a debate that we can talk about down the line, and maybe he'll do that one day, Ringo. But for now, he's very happy, he says, just putting these out. So we got 4 tracks on here. I've listened to it twice, okay? And I'm going to show you the inside here. Here's the disc. This looks like that. Multiple Ringos with peace signs there. And on the inside, same thing on the tray. Got a little booklet. It says, "Thank you, Barbara, Bruce Sugar, and all the musicians and singers who participated in my EP. Peace and love, Ringo." Cheers to everybody mentioned. It's got a little booklet here where you have the lyrics. Oh, there's a nice picture of Ringo there. First time really looking at it. Another peace sign. Hey, Ringo. I don't know. Maybe Ringo can't put his arm down. Maybe he's like stuck up there. I don't know. Okay. All right. So let's go. Let's talk about this first impressions that I had 2 times listening to this. First track on here is called Shadows on the Wall, written by Steve Lukather, Joseph Williams, and Ray Williams. I was not impressed. I heard it twice. To be honest with you, I personally feel the opening track, Shadows on the Wall, is the weakest of the tracks. First thing I thought was, what a lot of you know is going to be said a lot of times when you listen to these, sounds like what we've heard before. So much of this is just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Love that Ringo is active. Love that Ringo is still spry. Looks great at 83. He's making music. He's touring. It's fantastic. I just wish these EPs would sound like something a little different once in a while. And on that note, you know, we're going to be having supposedly an all-country EP coming. I don't know if it's the next one or the one after that. He's got 2 more in the bag. I thought that he was going to wait a while on the country EP. Now I think the EP, the country one, going to be moved up to the next release. Whatever. That should be different because it's all country. But this is just, you know, the usual Ringo, everything's good, everything's happy kind of pop. Nothing really earth-shattering on this disc. However, yeah, back to the first track, Shadows on the Wall. You know, there's a lot of la 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 la's in here, la 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 la, and stuff like that. Somewhere that I know, down on the road where the roses grow so tall, high and low, we come and go like shadows on the wall. You got Ringo on the drums, percussion, Steve Lukather on guitar, backing vocals, Joseph Williams. I can read everybody here. I can't. Bass, Torrance Klein, acoustic guitar, Weston Wilson, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, the weakest track for me upon these first 2 listens to that. Now, the second track is the one I know a lot of people, let's face it, Beatle fans like me, are waiting for, and that's a track called Feeling the Sunlight, which was produced and written by Paul McCartney. Okay, this is the Paul McCartney track, and of course, Paul's written a lot of songs for Ringo over the years. You know, some real gems over there. You know, I mean, 6 o'clock, Attention, Private Property, Pure Gold come to mind. This one, I have to tell you, the first time I heard Feeling the Sunlight, I liked it pretty much right away. So, yeah, and it's probably my favorite track on here. Just, what do you know? It happens to be the McCartney track, is my favorite track on this. Paul, man, the guy has not lost it. I don't know if this is a brand new song. I don't know if he's had it around. I don't know the history of it, but I'll tell you, Paul just has that earworm. He writes catchy, interesting lines, choruses that grab you. And again, you know, that whole bit there with Feeling the Sunlight. But the first time I heard this, I liked it. And by the second time, I loved it, you know, and I think it's, I'm going to sing it for you. I don't care. I mean, we're feeling the sunlight in the air, sunlight everywhere. Sometimes it's good to admit you just don't care. Something like that. Hey, I only heard it twice. Second time, I loved it. Yeah, I think that's the best track on here. It's very, optimistic. Ringo in the sunlight. Hey, it's me. I'm checking around, trying to make sure everybody's safe and sound, feeling okay, doing all right, sharing the love. And in the middle of the song, he lets out an inspired peace and love. But it fits. It fits. It's cliche. It's tired, but it fits. Yeah, I think it's the best track. You know, I was thinking this reminds me of a modern day cousin to Good Day Sunshine. If you like Good Day Sunshine, I think Feeling the Sunlight is a modern day relative to Good Day Sunshine. Third track is Rewind Forward, the title track. I already made a video talking about that, and I found it thoroughly average, thoroughly plain and Ringo like we're used to. But I got to tell you, this is what I mean when I say sometimes if you hear songs a little more, you wind up liking them, sometimes not. But for Rewind Forward, when this came crashing on, I was like, I like this. I didn't really give Rewind Forward, the song, a good review the last time I heard just the so-called single, the new track from the upcoming EP. This is written by Ringo and Bruce Sugar. And I have to say, this time it really hit the spot. And I really think that I was harsh on it the first time. As I say, there's nothing here that sounds brand new, like, wow, I never heard something like that before from Ringo. It sounds like a lot of what you've heard the last 15 years or whatnot. But no, I liked it this time. By the way, I neglected to mention, I'm sorry, I'm doing this quick. The Paul McCartney track that I was singing, Feeling the Sunlight, Paul McCartney does sing vocals in the back. So he does sing vocals there, and I knew that was Paul. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, Rewind Forward, a lot better to me than I thought when I first heard it. And you know, it worked in the sequencing. Placing this the third track out of the four, I think it was a good sequence job here. So that actually helps a song sometimes. Okay. And on that, you got Ringo, of course, on drums and so forth. Guitar, Joe Walsh. And you've got Matt Bissonette on bass. Guitar, Steve Dudas. Yeah, keyboards, Bruce Sugar, okay? Backing vocals, Kip Lennon and Marky Lennon. Last track on here is called Miss Jean, written by Mike Campbell. And I like this track right away. I think out of the four tracks, this is the one that has a little more edge to it. It's a little more dirty sounding, down and dirty, at least down and dirty as far as this is concerned, this particular release. And I just thought that was the more intense one there. So I did like that. This one we have Mike Campbell on guitars and backing vocals, and we have Lance Morrison on bass and Benmont Tench on piano. The piano I like. The piano stood out for me in Miss Jean. Okay, I got to say, that's one thing I noticed right away. Like, I really like the piano in this. So yeah, how is this? What's the bottom line on the first couple of listens? Nothing, again, like I said, nothing really new or earth-shattering from Ringo. It's in the line of what we're used to hearing from him. You're not going to say this is really any real difference. You're not going to be able to tell the four different EPs apart. You know, and sometimes they're all together. It's all like one big thing. I don't even know how you how you can decipher one from the other. However, didn't think much of the first track. Love the McCartney track. And Rewind Forward is decent. And Miss Jean is pretty decent too. I like it. So yeah, 3 out of 4 here I'm enjoying right now. And the McCartney track is the best. All right, everybody, stay tuned to my video when I show you the record that I bought, 10-inch vinyl EP, coming next.